All right, let's talk about Google Agentspace. And look, this isn't just another AI tool. This is something that could literally change the way your entire business runs from the ground up. So let's start with a problem I think we all know too well. You know that feeling when all your most important data is just stuck, trapped in a dozen different apps? It's what some people call digital friction. And honestly, it just means you're spending way more time looking for information than actually using it. I mean, just think about a simple weekly report. You got to log into Salesforce for the sales numbers, then jump over to Jira to check on project status, then maybe pull up Confluence for the strategy docs. You're just copying, pasting, wasting hours connecting dots that, let's be real, a computer should be connecting for you. Okay, so what's the way out of this mess? Well, this is where a platform like Google Agentspace comes in. The whole idea is to create a central hub, a single source of truth for your whole company. And you should think of it less like another app you have to learn and more like an orchestra conductor for all the software you already use. It doesn't replace anything. It just directs it all. It takes all that noise and turns it into a symphony of productivity. Pretty cool, right? So how does it actually do that? How does it connect everything? Well, Agentspace has these native connectors that just plug right into the systems you're already using every single day. And this is a really important point. You're not moving your data. It's about giving you the power to search and, more importantly, act on all of it from one single spot. And we're not talking about your basic keyword search here. No way. This is about asking real, complex questions in plain English, questions that pull from all those different systems and file types. So you can literally ask it something like, hey, what are the top unresolved risks from last quarter, looking across Jira, Google Drive, and my emails? And bam, you get one single consolidated answer. That's a game changer. Okay, so finding information is one thing. That's huge. But Agentspace goes a step further. It's about actually putting that information to work. And it does this by giving you a whole team of specialized AI agents. Right out of the box, you get these pre-built agents that are ready to tackle common business stuff. So for example, your marketing team could use the idea generator on day one to start brainstorming a new campaign. It's all about getting those quick wins without needing a whole IT project to get started. But what about those really unique tasks, the ones specific to your team? Well, for that, there's a no-code agent designer. This is huge because it lets your actual business users, not just the IT folks, build their own AI assistants. They can finally automate all those little repetitive tasks that just eat up their day. Okay, this is where things get really interesting. The individual agents are cool, but the real magic, the core idea of Agentspace, is what happens when these agents start working together, like a real team. This is the big shift, right? We're moving away from just single-task productivity to full-on workflow automation. It's a concept they call agent-to-agent orchestration. Basically, it means multiple agents working together in a sequence to get a really complex job done. Let me give you a concrete example of what this looks like in action. So you give it one single prompt, and that kicks off a whole chain reaction. The data agent grabs the financial numbers, passes them over to the research agent, who checks them against the latest regulations. Then it gets handed off to a custom reporting agent to write up a risk analysis. And finally, a communication agent drafts an email to warn the execs. Think about that. A super complex, multi-system workflow, completely automated from start to finish. So, what does this all mean for your business? What's the real-world impact of all this orchestrated power? How does it actually change things on the ground? Okay, I want you to think about a task in your job right now. Maybe it's one of those that takes hours, where you're constantly jumping between 4 different apps, logging in, copying data, pasting it somewhere else, just to get one simple report done. Now, imagine that entire, frustrating, multi-step process getting done perfectly in just minutes. And all it took was one single prompt from you. That's the kind of insane efficiency gain we're talking about here. So yeah, obviously, this translates into huge time savings for your people. But it's more than that. You also get way higher accuracy because the agents are always pulling live data right from the source. This cuts down on human error, and this is a big one, it lets you scale up really complex processes without having to hire more people. And that, right there, is really the key takeaway. Agentspace isn't just an upgrade, it's a fundamental shift in how we should be thinking about AI at work. It's about going from having a single AI assistant to having an entire integrated digital workforce ready to completely transform how your business operates.